Carl and Dan here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for sure, and it's track by track time. We are taking a look at the sixth album from the British metalcore band While She Sleeps. Itself, Hell, released March 29th this year, 2024, through Sleeps Brothers in collaboration with Spine Farm Records. While She Sleeps, sixth album, a band that has been slowly drifting away, or I've been drifting away from them, should I say. But then because they've been drifting away from their core sound. The band now, to me, is almost unrecognizable to the band I fell in love with the debut album, with Brainwashed, and even with I've forgotten You Are We. Even with You Are We, like the contrast between what they are now and what they were then is quite different. I'm not angry at them for that. I should say I don't have a problem with that. Won't be the first band that has gone a different direction that I haven't been on board with, and ultimately the success they're getting says they're clearly doing something right, and I am more than happy for them. I wish them all the best of luck. But I've been slowly drifting away from them, and as of this album, as of this one, I think I can 100% confirm now I'm finished. We're done. We're moving away from each other. Good luck, guys. I hope you have a fantastically successful future. I really, really do. But I will no longer go out of my way. When tracks come out, I listen to them, no doubt. But I'd be very surprised now. I will no longer have that excitement, that interest. And I'm definitely unlikely to ever buy a gig ticket again until something significantly changes again in their sound. It's as straight up as that, Dan. I think this album fucking sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say about how when you said it was called Self Power, I was like, yeah, that's what this album feels like. Um, I've been listening to While She Sleeps for almost like half my life by this point. This album fucking sucks. It's really bad. It's not good. It's like I listened to it genuinely once. I could barely finish it. Um, and I didn't go back. Like there was like maybe three songs on the record that actually like stand out remotely, and even then it's like nothing close to anything they ever released before. Like I bought a copy of Brainwashed on vinyl because it just came out for the first time at Slam Dunk. And I listened to that like 2 days ago, and I was like, that's a fucking 10 out of 10 album. This shit's not. Jesus Christ. Like, yeah.
I think you nailed it there. You said when you said there are good songs in it, but there's just nothing outstanding. There's nothing that's genuinely going to be regularly played. I think that really sums it up there.
I mean, I'm even looking at the stream counts on the songs, and like the song Sleep Society, right? It has
Yeah,
23 million streams.
yeah.
Not a single song on this album has over 3 million streams. The closest is Self Hell, and that was the leading single. That's the difference between your two leading singles, Self Hell and Sleep Society, both the self-titled track. That's a difference of like 19 million streams. I get that Sleep Society has been out longer, but not nearly long enough for that to justify that gap.
Yeah, let's not pretend Self-Hell came out last week. It is now over 2 months old. You know, it is a long way to go. We'll sort of see how it is. But ultimately, I think about the conversion into sales, like in a live environment. And the last time they played live in this country, I believe it was Alexandra Palace, and they did eventually sell it out, which to me says, okay, something's clearly going right then.
I wanna like take that at face value, but it really confuses me. And
Mhm.
I understand that they did a lot of legwork up to that show, and it was also the only UK show they had booked, and people will come and travel for While She Sleeps shows for some reason.
Yep.
Like, seems to be like a big disparity of people that will travel long distances for this band.
Mhm.
Um, and I get it, but they've never been much of a band to put on like a show live,
Mhm.
so I never really got that bit of it because like you got bands like Enter Shikari going up there doing full fucking like crazy light shows. You got Parkway Drive setting fire to the entire stage, and it's like While She Sleeps will have like some amps and a flag.
It is true. It is true because even think back to the album release for what would it have been at the Roundhouse? What was it that we saw the album release shows
Oh,
for?
so what? Yeah,
So what? And that was even not that spectacular either. If you're
they
not
had the
wrong on that,
choir. They had like a
yeah.
nice back. The backdrop was really nice for that show, but
Let's get into this and see where we're at. So we
yes.
begin with Peace of Mind. A pretty good intro that builds excitement for what might come. It also shows for me early on the changing face of this band, as it has light hip hop elements. And it's an intro, so I wasn't too like scared yet. I was like, okay, let's see what comes next. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it gives me like Coldplay vibes for some reason, like
Okay.
the big war drums and like the kind of like Linkin Park vibes going on. It didn't mesh well with me, and like as an album opener, nah.
It is an intro. But what surprised me, right, was because next it's Leave Me Alone. I expected there to be a flow from that track, Peace of Mind, into Leave Me Alone. It seems like it's set up for that, but that isn't the case at all. So this one just sort of starts, and it's not an interesting. But I do love how fast and heavy it gets. There's some old school While She Sleeps fire there. And then there is the awful hip hop moments. And I mean, I fucking hate them. It's so uninspired. And the worst of that, right? I don't think they're good at it. I don't think they're good at this light kind of hip hop, Linkin Park-esque stuff, as you say. This track also has a really bland chorus. And for me, the thing that really shocked me, I was like, oh my God, this feels like forced angst. This feels like angst, but you're forcing it. And it
It
doesn't feel
does.
like doesn't feel real. So
It
yeah, bad
doesn't.
start.
I can't imagine because I can't. You know the guitarist Sean. I can't imagine him like sat there being like, yeah, this fucks. Like no, like I can't imagine you being like no. Surely you guys listen to this shit. Like
Obviously, they
I'm
didn't
this,
think it's
I'm
this.
so
They obviously
like
didn't
I'm
think.
so sorry, but like I've loved them like for actually over I think like half of my life by this point. So I was wildly disappointed to like hate one of their albums. Like I really wanted, I tried so hard to be like, I'll listen to the next single and see if that one's okay.
Yep.
This never was.
Yep. And it could.
Yeah, the
Go on.
chorus is not great. The forced angst is definitely an issue, and I agree. I don't think they are good at the hip hop shit. Like I don't know some. It's like they struggle to take themselves seriously enough to do it properly.
It doesn't sound that committed, does it?
No, it's like you've got both your feet out the door.
Okay, rainbows. I do like this one. This has energy and groove using electronica in interesting way. The chorus needs a little something more, but I still like it. The riffs are pretty good in this track too. Every so often, there's some vocal fuckery with effects that I think are completely pointless and don't do anything for the track. But compared to the start, I think I was down with this one. And if I had to go back to a track in this album, I'd probably go Rainbows was a good track.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be saying a lot of the same shit, to be honest. Rainbows has definitely got that more of the energy, more of that while she sleeps esque. This is the kind of while she sleeps you'd more expect to hear, as
Mhm.
opposed to what you're actually hearing on this album. Like I could see this being put on So What, and it wouldn't stand out as like a song that didn't make sense. Um, there's nice leads here. I enjoy the chorus. The lyrics are uninspired, but it's good.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that because it's not pretty going forward. We've got the title track. Look, folks, I didn't like this. I did a reaction to this, and I didn't like it when I first heard it. And listening to it again, I still don't like it. It is boring and repetitive with a really lazy main riff, and that fucking chorus stinks to high heaven. I wrote here at this point, I don't think I like this while she sleeps. It's as simple as that. I just don't like this band when this is what they're doing.
Yeah, this song is like a problem, guys. What the fuck happened here? Like, did you like what the fuck? Because like it's really bad.
Mhm.
I'm so like I'm imagining I'm like speaking to them and like that I'm just watching the light leave their eyes is like I just hate it.
Thing is,
But
they must. I mean, they must be happy with it, right? They can't. I know no band's going to come out and say, "No, you know what? That didn't work for us."
yeah, I mean that when the album came out, I saw one of the I think it was Matt that went like, "Oh, if you don't like it, that sucks." And I was like, "Oh, you're not helping yourself."
Well, they've got.
I was
Yeah, you
like,
mean you got to stand behind your work, right?
I mean, yeah, but if you're gonna say that, write a good album.
Yeah, but I've seen people call this the best While She Sleeps album ever.
Those people are
So
fucking stupid. Sorry.
each to our own, never forget that. Because then we hit Wildfire. Talking about boring though, what is this shit? I can't believe how bland this track is. My heart sunk when the chorus hit. If this is the kind of shit you're pulling out as part of your long-term future, I'm out. I am well and truly out. Not just one of the worst songs on this album. To me, it's one of the worst While She Sleeps songs I've ever heard.
Woof.
Yeah.
I mean, the chorus is two lines, which is "There is a fire, it is burning in my soul, and it's brighter than it's ever felt before." That is uninspired, right?
It's brilliant. It's genius.
It's uninspired. Like I actually, I skimmed over the track list again when we said about doing this, and I forgot that this song had existed. I was like, oh my god, there's a song in there that I wasn't previously aware of.
All right. No Feeling is Final featuring Aether. I don't get this. It's very ambient electronica, but it's over 3 minutes long. So because of that, it just drags on. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be feeling in this track because it doesn't have anything in emotion. It doesn't have inspiring. It doesn't have sorrow. It doesn't have hope. All I ended up feeling was annoyed. And I'm like, surely that's not what they were going for. They didn't want me to be annoyed. But I'm like, well, I am. So clearly that's what I took from it.
I mean, I think they learned slightly from Sleep Society that you can't release like a 25-minute album with 7 interludes. So, I mean, at least they kept it to like one. Uh, but the thing is like their interludes are usually like they'll do some piano or like an acoustic thing all together where they sing together. And this is like, I don't know who Ether is. I'm sorry. Um, why do you have a feature on like a song with no lyrics? Like, did you guys write this, or is it an Ether song with your name on it? Like, I'm confused about that. And if you're gonna do the whole like electronica interlude thing, like do it well, like do something. Like the Loathe album released in 2020, it's got loads of fantastic interludes, but they're like interlaid and they're not over 3 minutes long, so they don't overstay their welcome at any point. And I think you need to be smart about it if you're doing interludes, and this is not that.
You nailed it there. Even if it was a minute and a half more palatable, the fact that it is so long. I actually did look briefly into Ether, an electronic artist, EDM artist, and stuff like that. I'm going to presume I don't know anything beyond that. I'm going to presume wrote a section of it or some part of the beat.
I'd presume probably like a collaboration together on the whole song, but I'm not sure.
I didn't care enough. That's the thing. I didn't care enough to go digging any further than that. I googled the name, looked at the artist, and that was where it ended.
Fair enough.
Dope Sick featuring Film Power of Stone. And great. What I needed now was an overly melodic one. It does have bursts of more intense rockiness, but it is again really, really bland. And my biggest problem with this is an oversaturated sound at the best of times. So if you're doing something as lackluster as this, what the hell makes you think for a second this is going to stand out in a genre that is doing this constantly? But these same sort of songs in the same makeup of an album. Here's a slower melodic one. Do you mean like it's just lazy? But when you're not doing it well, because the thing is, if you do it really well, I don't care if it's oversaturated. I'd like the song. But this is just another bland one. It's a shockingly lackluster tune.
Yes. I like this song a little bit more. There's something here. I liked that they did a collaboration with Stone. I didn't know who they were, but I was like, that's cool. You're not just getting like, I don't know, someone from like Spirit Box to do a feature. It's like, some random small band from like their hometown. Cool.
Yep.
Once again, I mean, my main problem with the song was again the lyrics. Like, it is that kind of weird fake angst where it's like at one point the lyrics are, I'm depressed, I need deep rest, I'm knee deep in this mess, crestfallen and helpless. Like, and it's like, fuck's sake, guys, come on. Like, you wrote Brainwashed. I know you can do better.
You're damn when you read it back like that, that's bad.
Yeah, I know. because that's how they say it as well. That's like the syllables they say it.
I didn't care for a lot of the vocals on this album overall, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but I mean that's a symptom of a bigger issue with While She Sleeps that they have always had.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm not gonna body them for that because of there are
Yes,
general issues.
that's not their fault.
Completely understandable. Okay, we get down, which has another feature. This time it's Alex Taylor of Malevolence. So my first words were, this has to be good, right? You've got Malevolence, Alex Taylor, you've got to do something. Because immediately I'm like, this has to be an intense one. Thankfully, it is good. And while some of the electronica does feel a little sort of jammed in there for the sake of it, it's got some thick riffs. And I like the slower pacing. It also has one of the more intense vocal performances of the album. I actually think it's good vocally. And the chorus has a catchiness that works for me. I like this track.
There's definitely some stuff here for me to enjoy. My problem with it is right as I saw, oh, Alex Taylor from Malevolence, that's with While She Sleeps, that's gonna fucking hit. I've been waiting for
It
that to
should.
happen for ages. And I got to like 3 minutes in the song and he still hadn't showed up, and I was like, when is this guy like actually gonna be in the song? He's
Mm-hmm.
like barely present in the song at all. He's got like 3 lines and it's for like a not very good breakdown. So it's like, why would I not just listen to Malevolence if I want to hear this guy's voice? I don't see that he added anything to the song necessarily, and I think you could have done this feature so much better. But I've noticed
I,
this. There's a theme of While She Sleeps not using their features very well.
I think you're absolutely right. I think like I do think that I expected this one to be the heaviest, not just the heaviest track in this album, but maybe one of the heaviest While She Sleeps songs ever. It
Hey,
wasn't
doing a
that.
collaboration with Malevolence, and also I think didn't they just announce a tour together? I think I've got an email sitting in my inbox.
Okay.
Yes,
All
While
right.
She Sleeps, Malevolence, Throne, and Resolve. Decent lineup that.
That's a decent lineup. Shit. Who's headlining? Malevolence, obviously.
While She Sleeps.
Oh, where's the London Forum?
There's
Brixton?
no London. I think it's just Europe.
Ah, oh, fair enough. It's a pretty good lineup, though. It is a pretty good
Mm.
lineup. Shit. Okay,
For a second, he was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to buy tickets."
we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Does end up coming up here? But then we get To the Flowers. Look, this one's a bit slow off the mark, but it is a grower of a track with some nice melody throughout, some robust, heavy rhythms, and an imaginative oddness that I find myself a little bit more enamored with. So I was quite enjoying this one. There is a big flaw in it, and the sections of clean singing is super, super lazy sounding. However, I think the chorus rescues it a bit. So I can almost dismiss that and go, ignore that, don't really care for that. But all right, the chorus is cool. So I'm happy with that. So I was like, oh, two in a row that I enjoyed.
Yeah, this one is really good to be honest. I really enjoy it. When it came out, I don't know. Have you seen the music video?
No.
Um, really strong. I'd recommend watching it. Very sad though. Like they did a really good job. You know how they always do their all their videos themselves, and
Mm.
but it made it like a whole experience. And this song, it gets regular play. I really enjoy it. There's certain parts that had to grow on me, but over time it has. I think if we'd done this track by track when the album had come out, I maybe would have been a little bit less fond of this one, but it gets pretty regular. It's in my playlists.
I said it, it's a grow of a track. And I think the more I
Yeah,
listen to it, I think the more I'll appreciate it. It's one of the strongest on the album.
yeah, for sure. Mm, all right, yeah.
Yeah, kind of get
Yeah.
yourself off there. Out of the blue, meh. Some nice electronic melody, but plenty of elements that I don't like. This is pointless. That's the thing. I was genuinely like, this doesn't need to exist in this album. Like, it's padding.
It doesn't need to exist in this album. It doesn't even make sense because I think most While She Sleeps fans won't like it. I can enjoy this for what it is, but like ideally this isn't a While She Sleeps song.
Yeah.
Like if you get
Well, it
what I
is a
mean.
modern day While She Sleeps song, I
Yeah, I guess
guess.
so.
Okay. Penultimate track, Enemy Mentality. I'm not going to be nice here. I simply can't believe this is the same band that gave us so many great tracks when they're offering up steaming piles of garbage like this. This is fucking shit, with no imagination, irritating effects, awful vocals, and a chorus that is simply pathetic. They should be embarrassed. Embarrassed to put a track out like this. I hate it.
It's not good. It's not good. Um, Once again, what's up with the lyrics, guys? What happened? Like, where did it all go wrong?
Mm.
That's the lyric in one of your songs, but I'm asking you now, where did it all go wrong? Where I think it was about you, are we?
Yeah, it was about you, oh
It
wait, it
was.
was
I
about
remember us
that.
talking about you, are we, back in the day, and being like, not sure about this one.
Yeah, there were a couple of tracks in that were like, this is not wall to wall banger, you know. And don't get me wrong, like third album in, like you can forgive it not being wall to wall banger after the first two, but it was what we should have realized then. It was the fucking start of a downhill trend.
It was definitely a problem from then on.
And that brings us to Radical Hatred, Radical Love. I am done. This album has so many misses that I've lost total confidence in this band. So I actually went into this track going, I don't think this is going to be anything. And guess what? It's really boring. It's also really forced. It is a lazy, soft ending that I simply hated again. And it just was like, I remember sitting there going, yeah, there you go. That's about right. That's literally about right. That's about the caliber that this album's done for me. It peters out in a crappy song that I don't care for. Will forget immediately and never listen to again. Congratulations.
Yeah, that was. I hate when bands do the whole thing of like you've got a whole album full of heavy music and then we're gonna end on an acoustic song. Fuck off.
Mhm.
Like, no, end your album on the biggest, most balls to the wall, stupid, ridiculous, put like solos in it, put fucking 15 breakdowns. I don't care. Make it everything. It's meant to be the showcase of your entire album, right? And you choose to end it on this shit.
Mm.
Like, it's forced. It's that forced angstiness. It doesn't even make sense. Like, what does it mean? I don't know. Like, there always seems to be like a positive message. Like, I can see the positive message here, but it doesn't feel like empowering to me. It
Mm.
feels like annoying. It doesn't
To
feel
me,
like no sides, no enemies. It's like this is something else.
the problem is the statement to me on that regards. The statement to me is so blasé. It's so unoriginal. It's so lacking anything of substance. It's just like, oh, guys, can't we all just get along? Really, that's the best you're gonna pull out. Like, do you see what I mean? Like
Like,
that.
come,
That.
like, for,
That's.
it's like it feels mean to keep bringing up their past work, but like, Brainwashed is an album. Cool. Like, that album was themed from the start the whole way through about this one specific thing, and then like now, what, 10 years on, this is your 10 years on. Brainwash came out in what, 2014? This came out 2024. This is what you're doing 10 years on. It's not moved on at all or
Mm.
evolved. Like, it is actually, you're writing the same thing but like less emotional, more uninspiring, and not at all empowering. And it's like, well, I think you guys are full of shit then, aren't you?
Although we bodied them heavily for it, you know, we were laughably critical of Creeper back in the day for writing overly angsty tunes that didn't
Yeah.
quite fit the vibe and so on. But had they been doing that in the later albums, it would have been more laughable. At least Creeper actually like evolved. You know, we bodied them because we don't particularly like the sound. But you're right. This doesn't sound like it's weird because they've changed musically, but it doesn't sound like they're evolving as like individual musicians.
No, like, I don't think they are. I don't know what it was at what point, what happened that meant
Mm,
you went on this path and not like the other stuff.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate on it.
Of course, of course. Dude, like I said, to me, going back to what I said at the start, like you know, we've been very harsh about this, and that's just our opinions. If you love this album, I'm really happy for you. I hope you're taking something out that we clearly aren't. It's potentially what we're missing or whatever. That's totally fine. Each to our own, and we do wish them all the best success. But simply put, neither of us likes this album. There are times when I simply hate this album, and it's me kind of done with this band for now. But We do have to do the usual, the top 3 tracks. I suspect we're going to be quite similar on this. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, I've only got about 3 tracks that I like on the album.
I've only got
so
3 too, yeah.
Right, Rainbows to the Flowers and Dope Sick. I think I know what I think I know what yours will be.
Rainbows to the Flowers, and it's down. That's
Yeah,
it.
it was right.
Yeah, pretty much bang on that, really. Yeah, the two. I think the fact we matched up on Rainbows and To the Flowers probably show you those are the 2 well worth checking out.
If I didn't pick Dope Sick, it would have been down as well. Like that's
Yeah.
the next one.
There it is.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I hope to never have to do a track by track for While She Sleeps again that is this negative. I hope
yeah.
If nothing else, it can only go up from here, right?
Yeah, I hope next time we come back to While She Sleeps, it is, as you say, in a much more positive light. But there you go. That is our track by track of Self Hell by While She Sleeps. You got any thoughts that you want to share with us? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.